but we are just going to see if we can flip over this. Nope. Well, we kind of did it. We did kind of jump over it. What the hell? What on earth is that? Welcome gamers back to another Last Leviathan video. My name's SebTheGamer and we're back with the most innovative and unique creations of this week for the Last Leviathan. Starting off, we have the speedcar number 11 or 11 depending on how you would like to look at it. Now this was created or submitted actually by Art Your Step. There you go. Do not know if that's exactly how you pronounce your name. But this here is literally a car. No wheels or anything. But as the title suggests, it is a speedy little car. There are no weapons, no nothing on it. Just that it goes fast. Which is actually very nice, honestly. I have decided to have the waves down to have no waves at all. Even though a lot of the game mechanics is quite fun with the waves, I decided to turn them off because A, I get slightly better FPS, and also it's much easier to control ships or aim ships while there's no waves. Now, of course, this is not an ideal scenario if you want to be realistic, but I don't think a car driving on water with no wheels is very realistic. I was about to say that car and water is not realistic, but then I realized that they are amphibian vehicles. They're called amphibians, correct? I believe so. So, this here is the speedcar. It's not much. It's a very simplistic, rudimentary design, yet at the same time, it is very quick, nimble, and it actually looks like a car. It has a very nice spoiler at the back, and it actually looks like a spoiler. And if you look at it inside the docked area, you can see that it, oops, I double-clicked it accidentally. You can actually see that it looks like somewhat of a vehicle. However, it does not end there. We are going to add some weapons, because as you know, gamers, I love my weapons. If it doesn't have weapons, then I add weapons, and I will continue to add weapons until it becomes the most insane and majestic vehicle ever. But in order to keep to the same theme as a car, we're going to have to remove some stuff so that actually looks like it's part of the car. So it's got 4 cannons now. It's very simplistic, but as you gamers may or may not know, I absolutely love these cannons, and for some reason it's somewhat freaking out now. I am looking at myself. Okay, so my mouse went off the screen, which will explain why. Okay, there you go. So I'm kind of curious why it's not looking that way, even though it in theory is meant to look that way, look straight ahead. So I'm a little bit confused why it's not. Okay, now it is. Okay, yeah. Now it's working slightly better. So, if you gamers did not know, I love the tri-cannon because I find it the best cannon in the world. I mean, it's just accurate, far distance, and as it says, it shoots 3 cannonballs. I do not think it does as much damage as a single cannonball, but it's kind of like a 3 shots kind of thing, which, if you think about it, I'm blowing myself up. How's that possible? Yes, that might be a design flaw. But if you think about it, gamers, if it has a rapid fire object or weapon, I feel like it does much more damage than it would a long range weapon. Of course, a sniper rifle would do considerably more damage, but you cannot really rapid fire a sniper rifle. Of course, it's an automatic. Of course, if it's an automatic sniper, it's a different story. But this isn't quite an automatic sniper. Actually, I would say it is actually an automatic sniper. Huh? I didn't think about it like that, honestly, gamers. So we're just going to spawn in a little enemy, an enemy here. I have no idea if these have been renamed correctly or whatnot. But we're just going to click in the front cannon if we can, and then we can get a much closer view about what's happening. Why won't you? You click here. There we go. Okay. So now that we're here, we can seek out the enemy, which is way over there. It is quite a bit of a distance, but the speed that the ship goes at, which is an average of about 16, it should not take that long to get to, which is honestly very nice. We do have some fishies. Fishies are honestly very annoying. They're probably one of the most annoying parts of this game, are the fish. Because they're just right there, and they always end up attacking you. Okay, they did definitely change the way. Why did that blow off? Okay, maybe that might be the problem. Oh, I just ran into the land. But I think that might be the problem, is that the reason why it's not really working very well is because that the cannon keeps falling off. Simply like that. Maybe the stress is too much, or maybe there's... oh, I know what we need. We're going to be needing... I've never actually really used these that much, but they are the... What are these? Rigging? Braces? Brace? Things. Those things. So we're going to have to find a way to attach these. Here we go. And hopefully that should be enough to withstand some of the pressure that it goes through while firing. We are spawned. Where are we? Okay, we're over there. So I guess if you die, you get respawned in a new location. Maybe, I don't know. The respawning on this is still a little bit new to me, honestly, despite having quite a few hours into the game. Okay, so we are nicely lined up here. Okay, and we should be able to fire, maybe. Okay, maybe if we slightly turn. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, we are dealing some damage now, which is very lovely jubbly. Okay. The thing is with this, I don't have any frontal assault cannons. Frontal assault weaponry, which can actually cause quite a bit of an issue if you think about it. If I get rammed, I'm more or less boned. So we have to be a little bit cautious with that. Now, I think maybe putting the cannons here was a little bit of a bad idea, okay. So we do have some fishies after us. I feel like they changed the physics of the fishies and they go after you, but I'm not honestly 100% sure. Right, where's the enemy? I believe the enemy's over here. We're just going to spin around and fire all cannons, and we're blowing ourselves up. But that's really the whole fun of this, is that you can just blow yourself up without a care in the world, really. Okay, so he does have fireballs, so that is a little bit of a problem, and game froze. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Now we should not have any problem with destroying this guy whatsoever. He should be more or less dead now, especially due to the fact that he has no more weapons, and I don't think he can even move, which is honestly very nice, because no movement equals easy pick. We're just going to spin around. Is he following us? Okay, I think he might be following us, so we're just going to speed up a little bit here, and we're going to spin around. We are rocking quite a bit, though. We are very on fire. Wow, okay, I saw some smoke in the corner of the eye, but I was not expecting it to be this much. But I guess we can always just fix this by just repairing. I wish there was kind of like a repair tool, where if you have it... Oh, ship! Not ship. Land. Same thing. Anyway, I think we've had our fun with the speedboat. It was created by Step 0 or Nil, and it's a fun little creation, honestly. It has no weapons though, but it's still fun nonetheless. Allow me to introduce to you gamers the Speed Demon, created by BlueKickback.com, aka Blue. We're just gonna keep it at Blue like that. Now, this here, as in the name of the title, is known as the Speed Demon because it can go very quick. I did have a little bit of a spin before I started continuing the showcase, but the thing is that it goes so fast that it starts to break. I'll show you here, gamers. It goes to about 23 or so knots, but then it starts to break, as you can probably, gamers, hear. I've got my hands off the keyboard right now, and as you can see, it's turning, being crazy as it is. And even if I go way down to about 10 knots or so, this is probably the only place where it can be at a relatively good speed without freaking out. And it also has a mind of its own, because even hands off the keyboard, it does turn on its own. So I believe we did lose a router or something. So many people are going to hate me in the comments for that. Okay, so we're just going to blow this guy up and see exactly how we can control this guy, and of course fix him up a little bit, because even though I don't really like modifying creations to make them better, I feel like this one here might need it, because otherwise it's just going to fall apart. I think this might be enough to support it. Maybe if we can slip a few... No, okay, we can't put any bearings supports there. Maybe if we could do one long one all the way to the end. I think this might be good. Maybe if we just do a quick kind of zigzag pile here. Not zigzag pile. I don't know why I said zigzag pile. I feel like this here is a little bit undefended, so we're just going to move everything to the center, more or less the center point. We can drag one across like this. I feel like this here is definitely going to make it a lot more sturdier and allow us to go to its maximum capacity without breaking. Yes, as you can see, gamers, we are going at a whopping 28 knots, at least when we're flying. So it looks like even if you do put a few braces or things, it does make the craft a lot better. So this here has no real purpose except just going for crazy fast and doing some crazy jumps. I mean, I feel like with waves, this ship would just literally be flying. I think we might actually turn some waves on just to get a nice screenshot and just to goof around with what would happen. So I think one of the first videos I did, I featured the flying boat. And a lot of people have re-uploaded that, so that's why I don't actually cover it. But this is similar to that, if you think about it. The flying boat was actually a different concept, which glided quite a lot and actually did get some air. But I feel like every ship that's created or creation that's created in the last Leviathan, once it gets to a certain speed, it just loves to jump through the water, literally jumping. Similar to what in real life, actually, where if you reach a certain speed on a speedboat, the ship will start to fly and jump. In speedboats, they have at least the professional speedboats, the ones that go like really, really fast, they have the spoilers to keep it down on the water so it doesn't fly. A lot of people have actually died because it got air and ended up flipping or crashing because of that. That's a little bit of a history for you. So this here is the speed demon, and as a result of that, is actually quite quick. So we're actually just going to pull this guy to oh wow, we just went right over a bomb. That was impressive, honestly. That was very impressive. Okay, so oh wow, this guy also stops very well. So I would like to edit my ship. So this is more or less the default settings for the wave. And as you can see, gamers, it does get a considerably more amount of flights of everything, really. Which is honestly very impressive. And the fact that it now is able to keep itself like this is quite amazing. I actually would like to see if we could jump over a piece of land. I feel like that there would be very fun to try. So there's a piece of land right here that's not very... I think it might be a little bit too big to jump across. Can we actually, like, drive around here? I think we might be able to do it. I think if we get the right speed, we would be able to do it, gamers. And I'm determined to see if we can actually try this, no matter how many times it takes. Alright, so we're just going to pull this guy to a break, quickly do a flip turn. Okay, there we go. Somewhat of a flip turn. I believe that's what it's called. I don't know. I'm no driver. Okay, so we're just going to drive here. We do have, I don't know, are those ship parts there, or is that like a fishy? I don't know. But we are just going to see if we can flip over this. Nope. Well, we kind of did it. We did kind of jump over it. What the hell? What on earth is that? Oh, I know what that is. That's the enemy ship from the previous one. Well, it's kind of silly, mate, just to ram into me when I've got spikes everywhere. Well, you're not very smart. And it's also a diver. Okay, so this creation is quite fun, honestly, gamers. It's got no weapons whatsoever, but if you put the waves at some crazy heights and whatnot, you can get some crazy air with some impressive speeds as well. So this here was the Speed Demon created by Blue, and as you can see, gamers, it does love to fly. Having a creation with a lot of firepower is extremely fun to play around with and to see what happens when you put it to the test. This is why Blue, the same Blue that I featured in the previous creation, created this. This is the Whirlwind of Doom. However, the tricky thing about this is that it's not very whirlwindy thingy. It is very unique in its aspect, and I just got an achievement for just going around in circles, but it's not very much of a whirlwind. However, it does have some very interesting characteristics. As you can see, gamers, it is surrounded by fire cannonballs as well as spikes, melee spikes, which makes it a very fun creation to goof around with. Now, fire cannonballs reach a relatively good distance. They're not the same as the tri-cannons, but I think they reach further than normal cannons, which, if you think about it, is honestly very good, especially if we're just going to sit right here. If we're going to fire at this house, I believe we can reach this. Okay, we are way off. But the problem with this is that if you shoot all the cannonballs at once, it causes a little bit of a problem. I shall show you. If you shoot every single cannonball at the exact same time, half your ship will explode. Don't know why that's a thing, but it is. It's a very interesting little fact, but it will happen. So we're just going to use this side here. Of course, if you zoom in, actually, I think if we zoom out, it might be slightly better to see. So all of these should be still intact, but if we use all of them at the same time, it does cause a little bit of a problem. Actually, we're just going to let it reload all at the same time, and then we're going to fire them once we have the opportunity to fire them. Okay, so maybe I was incorrect about them blowing up your ship, but in the previous cases that I've used this, just for goofing around, just learning the ropes of this ship, I did blow myself up a few times. Sometimes on purpose and sometimes on accident. However, the suicide or surrender button gives a very interesting pattern. If I press this, the creation of the ship makes this very nice looking circular pattern, which is honestly very, very nice and pleasant to see, especially if you've had a long battle and you just feel like you don't want to play anymore and you should surrender. The last thing you want to see is this amazing circle of your debris, which is honestly a very cool thing. I don't know if this was done on purpose or not, but I found this very fun. Now, I don't know if you gamers noticed, but underneath I did add some structures because Blue feels I give a feeling that Blue, when he creates his ships, no offense to you, Blue, but he likes to create them in the way that loves to break. That's more or less it. So as a result of that, I have decided to add that structural support in to allow it to stay stable, really. Now, I'm not exactly sure how this ship is meant to be used per se, but I do know that when it comes to goofing around and firepower, in this week, it is unmatched. Which is honestly a very pleasant thing to see, because as you gamers may or may not know, I love when it comes to firepower. Now, another thing that this ship contains is that in the center ring, it has explosive barrels. Now, I do not know if you shoot these, you will explode. But that's something I would like to try out, is what would happen if we shoot the barrels that are behind us. So I think the only way we can really do this is to add a cannon, let's say right in the middle or so, and shoot it. Shoot the cannon and see what would happen. I'm just going to get a simple cannon because I think you don't really need anything else but a simple cannon, and see what would happen if we blow up, if we do blow up our own ship. So here we go. Okay, nothing appears to happen except cause some damage, which is honestly a little bit of a disappointment. Honestly, I was expecting a lot more of a bang and boom and whatnot, but if this is the way it's meant to be, this is the way it will be. So gamers, I'm gonna wrap it up for this video. This week was fun. I apologize for not uploading last week. I had some interesting things to get done, per se. I actually just had, my parents were over and I didn't really have enough time to pre-record that video. So I do apologize for that, gamers, but I am now back in full swing. At least this is going to be the second to last video of 2016, because I don't think pre-recording a weekly video for weekly creations is a little bit difficult. So I think next episode is going to be the last one of 2016, but I will continue in 2017. It's an exciting year. I swear to God, 2017 is going to be very exciting. However, I am going to wrap up the video, gamers. If you did enjoy, be sure to hit that like button, because it is much appreciated when you do. We've been gaining quite a few subscribers recently, which I am very appreciative for, gamers, and I do want to welcome all of you new subscribers. And if you gamers would like to create a creation in The Last Leviathan, be sure to do it and upload it to the Steam Workshop so that next week I can check out your interesting and unique innovations / designs / curations, whatever you would like to call them. So these were the three of the best ones I found of this week. Two of them were created by the same creator, and I don't really do that often, especially in the same week. But Blue did do a very well job this week, and praise to him. So I hope you gamers enjoyed, and I'll see you in the very next video. And don't forget, gamers, to keep on gaming.